Sundarju Ki Jai. Jai Mahaprabhu's wonderful appearance day Ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaura Purnima Mahamahotsava Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhanju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajakacharya Astotar Satashri Sriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajakacharya Astotar Satashri Sriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mission morning class. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vidangstam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Raguna Dalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Jai, Jai, Jai. Haribol. So tonight's program here from Chaitanya Saraswati Mission begins at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Just for anyone who would like to join us, that would be really lovely to have your company. And it will be broadcast over the computer so that it can be also seen on the television later. Can you hear in there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm going to continue reading Navadvita Mahatmya, and of course tonight we will sing all the verses describing the Lord's appearance. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sri Vidyanagar and Sri Janudri Jai Sri Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Hari Bol. May they be pleased with us. Jaya Gaura Nityananda Dvaita Gadadhar Shiva Sri Navadvipa Kirtana Sakar. All glories to Gaura, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, and the ocean of Kirtan, Sri Navadvip Dham, the ocean of Kirtan, Navadvip Dham. Shri Vijayanagare Ashi Nityananda Rai, Vijayanagare Tattva Sri Jive Shikai. Coming to Vidyanagar, Nityananda Rai taught Sri Jiva the importance of this town. Nityananda Dhamma Navadvipa Pralaya Sam Nitya Dhamma Navadvipa Pralaya Samaye Ashtadala Padmarupe Take Shuddhaye. During the destruction of the universe, the eternal abode of Navadvip remains undisturbed as the 8-petaled lotus. So it's Navadvip, which means 9 islands, but the whirl of the lotus is also included as an island, which is Antradvip. Sarva avatara ara danya jiva jata, kamalera ekadeshe take katashata. All the avatars and thousands of fortunate souls stay in one part of that lotus. Ritudvipa atargata evijanagare, Matsyarupi Bhagavan Sarva Vedadare. In Vidyanagar within Ritudvip, the Lord as Matsya holds all the Vedas. So the Matsya avatar, he rescued the Vedas from the waters of devastation. Sarvavidya Take Veda Ashraya Kariya Shri Vijayanagara Nama Estane Diya. The Vedas, which contain all knowledge, took shelter and stayed here. They named this place Sri Vidyanagar because all the Vedas took shelter here. Punajabe Shristi Mukeve Brahma Mahashai Adibita Hanadeki Shakala Pralai. When Brahma desired to create the world again, he saw the full devastation and became extremely afraid. Shekale Prabhu Kripa Hayatara Prati Estane Peye Bhagyavane Kare Stuti. At that time the Lord bestowed mercy upon him. He received that mercy here and then prayed to the Lord. Mukha Kulibara Kale Devi Saraswati Brahma Jiva Haite Janmeyate Rupavati. As he opened his mouth, the extremely beautiful Goddess Saraswati manifested from his tongues. So, are you following? Okay, when Brahma wanted to create again, he took shelter of Vidyanagar, and when he opened his mouth, the Goddess Saraswati, or all learning, in the Goddess Saraswati is personification of learning that came from his divine mouth. Saraswati Shakti Peye Deva Chaturmukha Shri Krishna Karena Stava Peye Badashuka. Becoming empowered by Saraswati, four-headed Brahma prayed to Krishna and felt great satisfaction. Shristi Jabe Haya Maya Sarvadeka Geri Birajara Pare Take Gunaktrayadhari. When creation takes place, Maya remains on the bank of the Biraja River and envelops all directions with the three modes of material nature. Maya Prakashita Vishve Vidyara Prakasha Kare Rishigana Tabe Kariya Prayasa. The sages then reveal knowledge within that world manifested by Maya. Eta Sarada Pita Kariya Ashraya Rishigana Kare Avidyara Parajaya. They take shelter in this abode of Saraswati and conquer ignorance. They take shelter here in Vidyanagar, and they conquer the ignorance which is being spread by Maya in all directions. Choshati Vidyarapata Laye Rishigana Daratale Stane Kare Vigyapana. They study the 64 branches of knowledge and then teach them at various places on earth. So this is Vidyanagar in Navadvip, where the sages, where the essence of knowledge exists, and from there it is distributed to everywhere else. Jai Rishi Jai Vidyakare Adyayana Epite Se Sabarastana Anukshana. The residents of all the sages who study each and every type of knowledge are present here eternally. Shri Valmiki Kaya Rasa, Kavya Rasa, Estane Paya, Narada Kripaya Teha, Ailahitaya. Shri Valmiki came here by the grace of Narad and learned the art of poetry. Danvantari Ashiheta Ayurveda Paya, Vishvamitra Adi Danur Vidyasiki Jaya. Danvantari came here and learned Ayurveda. Vishwamitra and others learned archery. Shonakadi Rishigana Pade Veda Mantra, Deva Deva Mahadeva Alochaya Tantra. Shonaka and the other sages studied Vedic mantras. The god of gods, Lord Shiva, studied Tantra. It's hard to believe that Shiva studies Tantra, but all of this knowledge, all of it exists eternally in Vidyanagar. And anyone who becomes the authority on any of these branches of knowledge gets that from here. Brahmachari Mukhaite Veda Chatushtaya Rishigana Prarthanaya Karila Udaya. At the request of the sages, the four Vedas manifested from the four mouths of Lord Brahma. Kapila Rachila Shankya Estane Vasi Nyayatarka Prakashila Shri Gautama Rishi. Kapila resided here and wrote about Shankya, and Shri Gautama Rishi wrote texts about logic and argument. Vaisheshika Prakashila Kanabhukamani Muni Patanjali Yoga Shastra Prakashehapani. Kanada wrote Vaisheshika and Patanjali wrote texts on yoga. Jaimini Mimamsa Shastra Karila Prakash Puranadi Prakashila Rishi Veda Vyas. Jaimini wrote texts about Mimamsa, and Veda Vyas wrote the Puranas and other texts. They think, oh, Patanjali, he's this expert on yoga, but he gets that from Navadvip, from Vidyanagar. Pancharatra Naradari Rishi Panchajana Prakashya Jivagane Shikaye Sadhana. Narad and four other sages wrote the Pancharatras and taught soul spiritual practices. So this is both relatively material knowledge, although it is scriptural. There's some progress there, but it is relatively, but also Narada wrote the Pancharatras here and others. E upavani sarva upashadagana bahukala Shri Gauranga Kadeyaradana. In this garden, all the Upanishads worshiped Shri Gauranga for a long time. Alakshe Shri Gaurase Sabe Alakashe Shri Gaurase Sabe Kahila Nirakara Buddhitava Hridaya Dushila. Invisibly, Shri Gaura said to them, the conception of formlessness has polluted your hearts. Tumi shabe shruti rupe more na pahibe, amara parshada rupe jabe janmalave, prakata lilaya tabete kibe amaya, mama guna kirtana karibe ubaraya. As scriptures you will not attain me, but when you take birth as my associates in my manifest pastimes, you will see me and loudly chant my glories. You will see me. This impersonal formlessness idea has polluted you, but when you take birth as my associates, you will be freed from that because you will see me. Tabashuni shrutikana nishtabdahaya gopaneya chila heti kala apekshiya. Hearing this, the Upanishads became silent and secretly waited here. Danya Kali Yuga Sarva Yuga Sar Jahate Haila Shri Gauranga Avatar. This glorious age of Kali in which Shri Gauranga has descended is the best of all ages. Vidya Lila Karibena Gauranga Sundara Ganasaha Brihaspati Janme Atapara. Hearing that Gaurasundar would perform pastimes of scholarship, Brihaspati and his associates took birth. Vasudeva Sarvabhauma Shri Brihaspati Gaurange Tushite Jatnakari Lena Ati. As Vasudeva Sarvabhauma, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is Brihaspati, who is the guru of the demigods. As Vasudev Sarvabhauma, Brihaspati endeavored greatly to please Gauranga. Prabhu Mora Navadvipe Shri Vidya Bilasa Karibena Jani Mane Hai Udasa Indra Sabha Parihari Nijagana Laye Janmilena Stane Stane Anandita Haye. Knowing within his heart, quote, my Lord will perform pastimes of scholarship in Navadvip. And becoming detached, Brihaspati left the assembly of Indra with his associates. Joyfully, he and his associates took birth in various places. Excuse me. E Vidya Nagari Te Kari Vidyalai. Vijayapracharila Sarvabhauma Mahashai. Brihaspati made a school in Vidyanagar and taught here as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Panche Vidyajale Dube Harai Gauranga Mane Kari Eka Kari Lena Ranga. Thinking later I might sink into the net of knowledge and forget Gauranga, he performed a trick. Nija Shishya Gane Raki Nadia Nagare Gora Janma Purve Teha Gela Deshantare. Keeping his disciples in Nadia, he went elsewhere before the birth of Gora. Mane Bhave Chadiyami Hai Gora Dasa Kripakari More Prabhu Lai Bena Pasha. He thought, if I am Gora's servant, then my Lord will mercifully bring me to his side. E Bali Sarvabhauma Jaya Nila Chala Mayavada Shastra Tata Karila Prabhala. Thinking this Sarvabhauma went to Nilachal and propagated texts on Mayavad there. So he went to Jagannath Puri and started preaching Mayavad philosophy. Hata Prabhu Gaura Chandra Shri Vidya Bilase Sarvabhauma Shishyagane Jine Parihase. Here, during his pastimes of scholarship, Gaurachandra Prabhu defeated and joked with the disciples of Sarvabhauma. So Sarvabhauma went to Jagannath Puri and started preaching Mayavad philosophy. And his disciples remained in Navadvip, and Mahaprabhu, in his scholar pastimes, would joke and defeat Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's disciples. Naya Paki Kari Prabhu Shakale Haraya Kabo Vidya Nagarete Aishe Gauraraya. Sometimes the Lord came to Vidyanagar, posed trick questions, and defeated everyone. He posed trick questions. So he would ask a question, and then they would answer it. Then he would defeat their answer. And then they would say, oh, yes, you're right. And he said, no, I'm wrong. And he would defeat his answer. Adyapaka Gana Ara Paduyara Gana Parajita Haye Shabekare Palayana. Defeated all the teachers, and students would flee. They'd run away. Gorangera Vijalila Apurva Katana Avijja Chadaye Tara Jekare Shravana. Ignorance leaves those who hear about Gauranga's extraordinary pastimes of scholarship. Shuni Jiva Premanande Se Vedanagare Vyasapite Gadagadi Jaya Prema Bare. Hearing this with the joy of divine love, Jiva rolled on the ground at the school in Vidyanagar, filled with divine love. Nityananda Sri Charane Kare Nivedana Amara Sangsaya Chedana Karaha Ekana. At the holy feet of Nityananda, he submitted, I have a doubt. Please cut it away. Shankha Vidya Tarka Vidya Amangalamaya Kamane Nityadame Sheshakalaraya. knowing of analysis and argument are inauspicious. So how do they reside in the in the eternal Dham? Yeah, analysis and logic and argument have no goal. They're just, so why do they live here? Shuni Prabhu Nityananda Jive Daya Kola Adara Kariya Bale Hari Hari Bola. Hearing this, Nityananda Prabhu embraced Shiva affectionately and said, Hari, Hari Bol. Prabhura Pavitra Dame Nahi Amangala Tarka Shankya Svata Nahe Hetaya Pravala. Nothing is inauspicious in the holy Dham of the Lord. Here, argument and analysis have no power of their own. Bhaktira adina shaba bhakti dasya kare karma doshe dushta jane viparyaya dare. Here, everything is dependent on devotion and serves devotion. As a result of their sins, the wicked think the opposite. They think that devotion serves knowledge. For that, he's saying here, knowledge is for the cultivation of devotion. Bhakti Mahadevi Heta Ara Shabadasa Shakale Karaya Bhakti Devira Prakasha. Here the goddess of devotion is supreme. Everyone is her servant, and everything reveals her. Navadvipe Navavidya Bhakti Adhisthana Bhakti Re Sevaya Sadaka Karma Aragyana. Navadvip is the abode of the ninefold practice of devotion. Here, action and knowledge always serve devotion. Navadvip is the abode of the ninefold practice of devotion. Shravan, Kirtan, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vedanam. They all live in Navadvip. Here, action and knowledge always serve devotion. Bahir Mukha Jane Shastra Deya Dushtamati Shishta Jane Se Shastra Deya Krishna Rati. The scriptures give misconceptions to those who are averse to devotion, and love for Krishna to those who are gentle. Prodamaya Goradashi Adishtatri Devi Sarvajuge Estane Take Goda Sevi. Prodamaya, a servant of Gauranga, is the presiding goddess here. In every age, she stays here and serves Gauranga. So in other words, ignorance, she is the owner of ignorance, Maya Devi. But she always resides here serving Gauranga. Ati karma dosha jara vaishnavete dvesa kare maya andakari deya nana klesha. Maya binds those who are very sinful and inimical to Vaishnavas and subjects them to various miseries. Sarva papa sarva karma hetahaya kshaya prodamaya vidya rupe kare karma laya. All sin and karma are annihilated here. In the form of knowledge, Prodamaya destroys karma. All sin and karma are annihilated here. In the form of knowledge, Prodamaya destroys karma. Kintu jadi Shri Vaishnave aparadhatake tabe durakare tare karmera vipake. If, however, someone offends a Vaishnava, Prodamaya drives them further into the miseries of karma. Vidyapadi nadiyayas se shabadurjana kapunahi paya krishne pade premadana. Such sinners may study in Nadia, but they never attain the wealth of divine love for the feet of Krishna. Vidyarara vidyalabha kare se shaba nahi deke Shri Gauranga Nadia Vaibhava. They attain only ignorance of true knowledge and do not see the glory of Sri Gauranga in Nadia. So they are, in other words, are not immersed in the actual Dham. They're kept out on the surface, the surface, the shadow, the shadow layer. Ataeva Vijana Heya Mangalamaya Vidyara Avidya Chaya Amangalahaya. Thus knowledge is not inauspicious. Its shadow, ignorance, is inauspicious. Eshabas Puribe Jiva Gauranga Kripaya Likibe Apana Shastre Prabhura Ichaya. So we see that our divine gurus are also utilizing logic and some form of argument in order to establish reality. That knowledge is Divya Gyan. It is for the service of Gauranga. But that which is not in the service of Gauranga, that is the knowledge which we are very much wary of. Eshabaspuri be jiva Gauranga Kripaya Likibe Apanashastre Prabhura Ichaya. O Jiva, you will reveal all this by the mercy of Gauranga. By his desire, you will write scriptures about it. Tomara Dwara Karibena Shastra Parakasha Ebe Chala Jai Mora Janura Avasa. Actually, he will write scriptures through you. Now let us go to the residence of Janu Muni. So leaving Vidyanagar, now they're going to the ashram of Janu Muni. Balite Sabe Janagara Jai Janu Tapovana Shobha Deki Bare Pai. While speaking, they went to Jannagar, where they saw the beauty of the hermitage of Janu Muni. Nityananda Bale Janu Dvipa Nama Bhadravana Name Kyata Manohara Dhamma. Nityananda Prabhu said this charming abode is known as Janu Dvip and Bhadravan, one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Excuse me. Estani Janu Muni Tapa Acharila Suvarna Pratima Goda Darshana Karila. Janu Muni performed austerities here and saw the golden form of Gaura. Heta Janu Muni Baishe Sanja Karibare Bhagirati Vegi Kosha Kushi Pade Dare. Once when Janu Muni sat here to perform his evening meditation, his copper vessel fell into the swiftly flowing river Ganga. Dare Padiko Shakushi Bashia Chalila Gandushe Gangara Jala Shabapana Kaila. The copper vessel fell into the river and floated away. Janu Muni then drank all the water of the Ganga with his palm. Bhagirata Mane Bhave Kota Ganga Gela Vivalahaya Tabe Bhavite Lagila. Maharaj Bhagirath thought, where did the Ganga go? And if you remember, the Ganga is flowing swiftly behind Bhagirath, King Bhagirath, who prayed to Shiva that he would catch the Ganga and bring her to earth. So he's riding along and suddenly the Ganga disappeared. Bewildered, he began to think over the situation. Janu Muni Panakaila Shabaganga Jala Jani Bhagirata Mane Haila Vikala. Understanding that Janu Muni had drunk all the water of the Ganga, Maharaj Bhagirath became concerned. Katadini Munire Pujila Mahadira Anga Vidariya Ganga Karila Bahira. Sober, Maharaj Bhagirath worshipped the sage for some time, and eventually the Ganga broke out of the sage's body. Say haite Janavi haila namatara. Janavi, Baliyadake Shakala Sangshara. Thereafter she became known as Janavi. The whole world now calls her Janavi. Or that John coming from Janu Muni. And all that took place in Navadvip. Katadina Pareheta Gangara Nandana Bhishmadeva Kaila Matam Mahadarashana. Sometime later, Ganga's son, Bhishmadev, met his grandfather Janu Muni here, because Bhishmadev is the son of Ganga. And so Janu Muni is considered to be the father of Ganga. So Bhishmadev came and he met his grandfather here in Navadvip. His father is King Shantanu and his mother is Ganga, Bhishmadev. Bhishmera adara kare Janu Mahashai, Bahudina rake tare apana alai. Janu Muni honored Bhishma and kept Bhishma at his home for a long time. Janustani Bhishma Dharma Shikila Apara, Judistire Shikshadila Sei Dharma Shara. Bhishma learned profound religious principles from Janu Muni, and later he taught the essence of them to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So when Bhishma Dev was on the battlefield, the battle of Kurukshetra had ended, Bhishma Dev was lying on a bed of arrows, and he's deciding on the time of his death, because he had that benediction. He would decide when he would die. And of course, this came later when he placed his full concentration on the holy feet of the Lord. But in the meantime, he taught many things to Yudhishthira. Nabadvipetaki Bhishma Paila Bhakti Dana, Vaishnava Majete Bhishma Haila Ganana. Residing in Navadvip, Bhishma attained the wealth of devotion and became recognized as a Vaishnava. Ata eva Janudvipa Parama Pavana, Hetavasha Kare Shada Bhagyavana Jana. Thus Janudvip is supremely purifying. Fortunate souls reside here eternally. Say Dina Janudvipe Nityanandarai, Bhaktagana Saharahe Bhaktira Alai. That day Nityananda and the devotees stayed at the home of a devotee in Janudvip. Paradine Prate Prapulaya Bhaktagana, Modhya Druma Dvipe Tabe Karila Gamana. The next morning Nityananda Prabhu took the devotees, and went to Modha Druma Dvip. Janava Nitai Pada Jahara Garima, Bhakti Vinoda Gaya Nadia Mahima. Bhakti Vinod, whose pride is the feet of Janava and Nitai, chants the glories of Nadia. Haridev Prabhu, could you turn it down?
No, it's too hot.
Yeah. Chapter 14, Sri Modadrumadvip and Sri Rama Leela. Jaya Jaya Panchatattva Makagora Hari, Jaya Jaya Navadvipa Dhamma Sarvopari. All glories to the life of the Panchatattva, Sri Gaura Hari, and the best of all abodes, Sri Navadvip. Mam Gachi Grame Gya Nityanandarai, Pale e Moda Druma Ayodhya Hetai. Proceeding to Mangachi Gram, Nityananda Rai said, this is Moda Drumadvip. Ayodhya is present here. So that Ayodhya, the eternal abode of Ramachandra, is situated in one part of Navadvip. And we are always worshipping Mam Gachi because it is the birthplace of Vrindavan Das Thakur. Purva kalpe jabe Rama haila vanavasi. Lakshana janaki laye estane ashi. Mahavata vrikshatale kutira badiya. Katadina vasha kaila anandita haya. In a previous manifestation of the universe, while he was residing in the forest, Rama came here with Lakshman and Sita, built a cottage under a massive banyan tree, and lived here joyfully for some time. So sometime, when Lakshman, Sita, and Ram are banished from Ayodhya, it's so sad. Actually, they're always joyful, wonderful, ecstatic existence, going here and there, killing rakshasas and witches. Navadvipa Prabha Rama Karidarashana Alpa Alpa Hasya Kare Sri Raghunandana. Seeing the luster of Navadvip, Rama smiled slightly. Kiba Durva Dalashyama Rupa Manohara Rajivalochana Haste Danuka Sundara. His lotus eyes, his beautiful bow in hand, how enchanting was his dark green, grass green form. Brahmachari Besha Shire Jata Shobhakare Darshane Shakala Prani Gana Manohare. He wore the dress of a brahmachari, and dreadlocks shone on top of his head. Seeing him captivated all living beings. Hashi Hashi Mukha Deki Janaki Takana Jigyase Shirame Devi Hasyera Karana. Seeing his smiling face, Sita Devi asked Sri Rama about the reason for his smiling. Rama Bale Shuna Sita Janaka Nandini Ati Gopaniya Eka Acheta Kahini. Rama replied, "O Sita, listen. There is a very confidential answer. Danya Kali Jabehaya Einadiyaya Pita Varna Rupa Mora Deki Bare Paya. When the glorious Kali Yuga takes place, souls will see my golden form here in Nadia. Jagannatha Mishra Grihe Shri Shachi Udare Gauranga Rupete Janma Labi Basatfare. I will soon take birth as Gauranga from the womb of Shachi Devi in the home of Jagannath Mishra. Balya Lila Deki Base Jay Shababhagyavana Karibase Shabeami Pada Premadana. The fortunate souls will see my childhood pastimes, and I will give them all the highest form of divine love. Karibase Kale Priye Vidyara Vilasa Srinama Mahatmya Ami Kariba Prakasha. Dear Sita, at that time I will perform pastimes of scholarship and reveal the glories of my name. Sanyasya Kariya Ami Jabanila Chale Kandibe Janavi Sriya Badulaye Kole. Later I will take sannyas and go to Nilachal. My mother will embrace my wife and cry. Jai Saparikashishi Gugor Chandagiri Raju Ki Jai. Ekatash Unisita Bale Navachana Janani Kadabe Kena Rajivalochana. Hearing this, Sita said, "O lotus-eyed Lord, why will you make your mother cry?" Sanyasakari Bekena Chadiya Grihini Patni Duka Diya Shuka Kipa Nahi Jani. Why would you take sannyas and leave your wife? What happiness is there in making your wife unhappy? I do not understand. Shri Rama Balena Priye Tumi Shabajana Jivera Shikate Ebe Haila Agyana. Shri Rama answered, "My dear, you actually understand everything, but to teach the souls you now act as if you are unaware. Amate je prema bhakti tara asvadana duimate hayashita shunahavachana. Loving devotion to me is relished in two ways. O Sita, please hear my words." This is such an important truth. Amarasang yoge shuka samboga bolaya. Amaravi yoge shuka vipralambahaya. The joy felt during union with me, in being with me, is called sambhog. The joy felt during separation from me is called vipralamba. So sometimes we have seen little pieces of some movie or something made about pastimes of the Lord. And the vipralamba, of course, is very heart-wrenching, but it is of extreme joy. There's an extreme joy there because devotion is being increased, and that union in vipralamba is stronger than in sambhog. So this is a very esoteric point, but it is to be understood carefully and not to superimpose our mundane feelings of missing someone in this world onto the feelings of vipralamba. They are very high, very sweet, and very fine feelings of the great personal associates of the Lord. Bhaktamora nitya sangi saroga vanchana mama kripa vashetara vipralambahaya. My devotees, my eternal associates, desire sambhog, and by my grace they experience vipralamba. Vipralambe dukkha jay amara karana parama ananda taha jane bhakta jana. Devotees know that the sadness felt for my sake during vipralamba is actually the greatest joy. Vipralamba sheshe jabi sambhoga udaya purva peksha koti guna shuka katahe haya. When sambhog occurs after vipralamba, the happiness felt is 10 million times greater than before. 10 million times. Seita sukera hetu amara vichera, svikara karaha tumi bale chari veda. Separation from me is the cause of that happiness. Accept this as truth, and the four Vedas affirm it. Shri Gauranga Avatare Kaushalya Janani, Shachi Devi Adita Vedete Jaradvani. During my pastimes as Sri Gauranga, Mother Kaushalya, who is known in the Vedas as Aditi, will appear as Shachi Devi. Tumi Vishnu Priya Rupe Sevi Be Amare, Vichede Shri Gaura Murti Karibe Prachare. You will serve me as Vishnu Priya. In separation from me, you will make a deity of my golden form. So Ramachandra is saying, I am going to manifest my pastimes as Sri Gaura, and you will be Vishnu Priya, and you will feel separation from me and make a deity of me. Tomara vichede kabusvarna sitakari, Bajiba tomare ami ayodhya nagari. In separation from you, I will make a golden Sita and worship you in Ayodhya. He's saying we will be separated. And I will not marry again, but I will put a deity of you on your throne, and I will worship you. So this is in Vipralamba. Tada vinamaye tumi nadia nagare, Gauranga pratima kari puji be amare. In exchange, you will make a deity of my golden form and worship me in Nadia. I'm going to make a golden deity of you in Ayodhya, and then during my pastimes of Mahaprabhu, you will make a golden deity of me. Of course, it will be golden because Mahaprabhu is golden. E guda kata sita gopaniya ati, lokete prakasha nahi haibe samprati. O Sita, these profound topics are very confidential. They will not be revealed to the public now. E Nabadvipa Mora Bada Priyastana. Ayodhyadi Nahihai Ihara Samana. Navadvip is very dear to me. Neither Ayodhya nor any other place is equal to it. E Rama Vata Vriksha Kali Agamane Adarshana Haye Sita Rabe Sangopane. O Sita, when Kali Yuga arrives, this banyan tree, Ramavata, will disappear, but invisibly remain. O Sita, when Kali Yuga arrives, this banyan tree, Ramavata, remember they made a little house under this banyan tree here in Navadvip. It will disappear, but it will remain invisibly. E Rupa Rama Sita Lakshana Sahita, E Stane Katadina Haye Avastita. In this way, Rama, Sita, and Lakshman resided here for some time. Dandaka Aranya Gela Kardia Sadibare, Ramera Kutira Stana Pao de Kibare. Eventually, they went to Dandaka forest to perform their pastimes. See here the place of Rama's cottage. Rama Mitra Guhaka Prabhura Ichavase, Estani Janmilena Viprera Nurase. By the will of the Lord, Rama's friend Guhaka took birth here as the son of a Brahman. Sadhananda Vipravata Charja Namatara Ramabina Trijagate Nahi Janeyara. His name became Sadananda Viprabhatacharya. He knew nothing other than Rama within the three worlds. Jai Dina Prabhu Mora Janme Mayapure, Say Dina Sarananda Chila Mishragare. You may speak, my son.
Oh, no, I'm just.
Oh, okay. What are you doing? Okay.
Just observing the chat.
On the day that our Lord took birth in Mayapur, Sadananda was present in the home of Jagannath Mishra. I'm going to keep reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I just came to sit on this.
Oh, okay. On the day that our Lord took birth in Mayapur, on this day, Sadananda was present in the home of Jagannath Mishra. Prabhu Rajanama Kale Jata Devagana Mishra Bhavane Shishukare Darashana. At the time of the Lord's birth, all the gods observed the child in the home of Jagannath Mishra. Parama Sadaka Vipra Chine Devagane Janilaya Mara Prabhu Janmila Ekane. The Brahmin, a great devotee, recognized the gods and understood that our Lord had taken birth here. So this friend, Guhaka, of Ramachandra was present, as Sadananda, and Vipravatacharya, and he saw the demigods came, but in the form of villagers. But he could understand that they were the demigods, and that the Lord had taken birth there. Parama kautuke vipra aila nijagare, istadhyane deki vipra goranga sundare. With great delight, the Brahmin returned to his home. In meditation on the worshipable Lord, he saw Gaurasundar. Singhasana Bashiyache Shri Gaurangarai, Brahma Adi Devagani Chamara Dulai. Shri Gaurangarai was sitting on a throne, and Brahma and the other gods were waving chamaras beside him. Puna Deke Ramachandra Duvadalasyama, Nikate Lakshmana Vira Shri Anantadama. Then the Brahmin saw the dark grass green Ramachandra and heroic Lakshman, the abode of Ananta, nearby. Vame Sita Samuke Bhakata Hanuman Dekhiya Viprera Haila Prabhu Tattva Gyan. On his left was Sita, and his devotee Hanuman sat in front of them. Seeing this, the Brahmin understood the identity of the Lord, so he could understand that this child who had just appeared, he is Sri Gauranga and non-different from Lakshman, from Ramachandra. And he also saw the full tattva of Sita, Lakshman, and Hanuman. Paramanande Vipramaya Pure Giya, Anande Gauranga Deki Nayana Bariya. With great joy, the Brahmin went to Mayapur and joyfully saw Gauranga to the satisfaction of his eyes. Danya Ami, Bali Bara Bara, Gora Rupe Ramachandra Samukhe Amara. I am blessed, said the Brahmin again and again. Ramachandra has appeared before me as Gauranga. Katadine Sankirtana Aramba Haila, Sarananda Gora Bali Tahate Nachila. Later, when the Sankirtan pastimes of the Lord started, Sarananda would dance and chant the name of Gora. O hey Jiva e stane Shri Bandiravana, Nirmala Bhakatagana Kari Darashana. O Jiva, here pure devotees see Bandiravan, which is one of the 12, I think. Say Shabakata Shuni Nitya Dame Heri, Nachena Bhakata Gana Nityananda Geri. Yes, one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Hearing this and seeing the eternal abode, the devotees surrounded Nityananda and danced. Shri Jivera Angehaya Satvika Vikara, Ha Gauranga Bali Jiva Karena Chitkara. Divine ecstasy manifested in the body of Sri Jiva, and he exclaimed, O Gauranga, Sei Grame, Sei Dina Narayani Gare, Rahilena Nityananda Prapula Antare. With a jubilant heart, Nityananda stayed in that village, in the home of Narayani that day, in Mamgachi. Of course, Narayani is the divine mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur. Parama Pavitra Shati Vyasera Janani, Sri Vaishnavagani, Seva Karila Apani. The perfectly pure and chaste Narayani, the mother of Vyas, or the Vyas of Gaura Lila, personally served the devotees. They stayed there in her home and she served them. Paradina Prateshabe Chali Kratadura, Praveshila Anayase Sri Vaikuntapura. The next day in the morning, the devotees walked some distance and peacefully entered Sri Vaikuntapura. Nitai Janava Agya Karite Palana, Nadia Mahatmya Gaya Dina Akinchana. To fulfill the order of Nitai and Janava, this poor lowly soul chants the glories of Nadia. Any questions? Okay, we're coming to Sri Vaikuntapur, which is in a little part of Navadvip. Sri Vaikuntapur, Sri Rudradvip, and Sri Pulina. Jai Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Sri Gaura Purnima Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. Panchatattva Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jai. Jaya Jaya Navadvipa Gauranga Alai. All glory to Sri Gauranga, the Panchatattva, and the abode of Sri Gauranga, Sri Navadvip. Sri Vaikuntha Pureyashi Prabhuru Nityananda, Sri Jive Kahena Tabe Hashi Manda. Arriving in Sri Vaikuntapur, Nityananda Prabhu smiled gently and spoke to Sri Jiva. Nabadvipa Ashtadala Eka Parshvehai, Eta Vaikuntapuri Sunaha Nischai. Please listen carefully. Here on one side of the eight-petaled lotus of Navadvip is Vaikuntapur. One of the parts of Navadvip is Vaikunta. Paravyoma Shri Vaikunta Narayanasthana Virajara Paristiti Eita Sandana. Shri Vaikunta, the spiritual world, the abode of Narayan, is situated beyond the Biraja river. This is its position. Mayarana Hika Tata Gati Kadachana Shri Bhulila Shakti Sevya Tata Narayana. Maya never enters here, where Narayan is served by the Shri Bhu and Leela energies. Chinmaya Bhumira Brahmahayata Takirana Charma Chakshe Jadadrishti Kare Sarvajana. The effulgence of this spiritual land is Brahma. With fleshy eyes, everyone sees it to be material. So the effulgence coming is Brahma, Brahman, the divine effulgence into which the Gyanis aspire to merge. That is the effulgence of Vaikuntha. E Narayana Dame Nitya Niranjane Narada Dekila Kabu Chinmaya Lochane. Narada once saw this pure eternal abode of Narayan with his spiritual eyes. Narayana Deki Puna Gauranga Sundara Deki Heta Katadine Rahe Munivara. He saw Narayan and then saw him as Gauranga Sundar. Thereafter, Narad, the best of sages, stayed here for some time. Ara Ekakata Guda Ache Puratana Jagannatha Kshetre Aila Acharya Lakshmana. There is another incident, confidential subject. There is another ancient confidential subject. Once Ramanujacharya came to Jagannath's Kshetra. So Ramanuja went to Jagannath Puri. And you know, Ramanuja is the leader of the Sri Sampradaya. And he is always worshipping Lakshmi Narayan. Bahustave Tushta Kaila Deva Jagannate Kripakari Jagannatha Aila Shikshate. He pleased Lord Jagannath with numerous prayers, and Jagannath mercifully came before him. Shakshate Ashiya Prabhu Balila Vachana Navadvipa Dama Tumi Karahadarashana. Coming before him, the Lord said, visit Navadvip Dham. Ati Alpadine Aminadia Nagare Prakata Haibi Jagannatha Mishragare. Very soon I will appear in Nadia, in the home of Jagannath Mishra. Navadvipahaya Mora Ati Priyastana Paravyomatara Ekadeshe Adishtana. Navadvip is my dearmost abode. The spiritual world of Vaikuntha is situated in one portion of it. The infinite, within the infinite. Tumi mora nityadasa bhakata pradana avasya diki bitumi navadvipastana. You are my eternal servant and foremost among my devotees. You must see Navadvip Dham. Tavashishagana dasya rashete magana hetayata kuka tumi karahagamana. Let your disciples remain here, immersed in dasya ras, but you must go. So the disciples of Narada, of course, are in dasya ras. Excuse me, I'm saying Narada, I don't know why. Ramanuja are in dasya ras. This is the ras of Vaikuntha. Mainly. Little bit of Sakya ras, and of course Shanta ras is there. So he's saying, you let them stay here, in Puri, but you go to Navadvip. Navadvipa de keje paya sharira, mityatara janma ohe Ramanuja dira. O wise Ramanuja, the birth of those who attain a body but do not see Navadvip is meaningless. This is Jagannath saying this. Rangastana Sri Venkata Jadava Achala Navadvipa Kala Matra Hayase Sakala Sri Rangam, Sri Venkata, and Jadavachala are simply minor parts of Navadvip. These are great tirthas in South India, where devotees go and worship the Lord of the universe, or the Lord of Vaikuntha. Guru Maharaj says, seeing him as the constitutional king, the supreme personality of Godhead, in that reverential mood. He's saying those great tirthas, they're a little part of Navadvip. Ataeva Navadvipa Karya Gamana Deke Gauranga Rupa Keshavanandana. Therefore, O Ramanuja, go to Navadvip and see the form of Gauranga. Bhakti Pracharite Tumi Aile Daratale Sartaka Hauka Janma Gaura Kripa Bale. You came to this earth to preach devotion. May your birth be successful by the mercy of Gaura. Navadvipadeki Tumi Jao Kurmastana Shishyagana Sanitata Haibe Milana. See Navadvipa and then go to Kurmastan. You will meet your disciples there. Atashuni Lakshmana Charja Judi Duikara Jagannath Nivedana Kare Atapara. Hearing this, Ramanujacharya joined his palms and prayed to Jagannath. Lakshmanacharya, Ramanujacharya's other name. Tomara Kripaya Prabhu Gora Katashuni Kona Tattva Gora Chandra Taha Nahi Jani. O Lord, by your mercy I have now heard about Gauranga, but I do not know who he is. Ramanuje Kripakare Jagabandhu Bale Golokera Nata Krishna Janina Shakale. Jagannath mercifully replied to Ramanuja, everyone knows that Krishna is the Lord of Goloka. Jahara Bilasa Murti Prabhu Narayana Say Krishna Paratattva Dhamma Vrindavana. Lord Narayan is a form of Krishna, a form Krishna assumes to perform pastimes. Krishna is a supreme being, and his abode is Vrindavan. Say Krishna Purna Rupe Nitya Gaura Hari. Say Vrindavan Dhamma Nabadvipa Pure. Krishna also exists fully and eternally as Gaur Hari, and Vrindavan also exists fully and eternally as Nabadvip. Nabadvipayami Nitya Gauranga Sundara Nabadvipa Shesta Dhamma Jagatabhitara. In Navadvipa, I'm eternally present as Gauranga Sundar. Navadvipa is the best abode in the world. In Navadvipa, I am eternally present as Gauranga Sundar. Navadvipa is the best abode in the world. Amara Kripaya Dhamma Ache Bu Mandale Maya Ganda Nahitata Sarva Shastre Bale. By my grace, Navadvipa Dhamma is present on this earth. And all the scriptures say that there is no trace of Maya there. Then somebody said, well, I'm seeing that there is some Maya. That's on the surface. That's on that thin film over reality that we are so much concerned with. That is in our exploiting. Those who want to exploit cannot see the Dham, cannot interact with the Dham, because you cannot exploit the Dham. You cannot have any, we cannot have any interaction with reality. But to speak of these different layers of divine reality in the mood of exploiters, we cannot. It's an offense. It's a travesty. So therefore we are interacting with this film over reality, this thin film. Guru Maharaj compared it again to the little layer of cream over a great vat of milk. And we are interacting with that. And so you say, someone would say, well, there seems to be some Maya. No. The real Navadvip, the eternal abode, Maya has no influence there. Bhumandale achebale jadi bhavahina tabe tava bhakti kshaya habedina dina. If you think that Navadvip is degraded because it is present on the earth, then your devotion will diminish day by day. That is an offense to the Dham. Amara achincha shakti se chinmaya dame. Amara ichaya raki ache maya shrame. By my will, my inconceivable energy has manifested this spiritual abode within the realm of Maya. In other words, in the purview of the souls of this world. I can do that. I can manifest my eternal abode here. It is not affected by Maya. Jutira atita tattva shastra nahi pai. Kevala janena bhakta amara kripai. The scriptures do not ascertain truth that is above reason. Only devotees understand it by my grace. So Vede Sudurlabham. It's not easy to attain the divine position through the scriptures. The scriptures are only speaking about what is to be understood. And of course, those are very high things to understand. But here and there in the scriptures, it is talking about what is beyond this reasoning of the mundane intelligence. So, how will we ever understand it? It is through the divine sounds coming from the holy mouth of our Guru, and through devotion and surrender. Jagannatha Vakya Shuni Ramanujadira Shri Gauranga Preme Tabe Haila Ashtira. Hearing the words of Jagannath, the sober Ramanuja became overwhelmed with the divine love for Sri Gauranga. Bale Prabhu Badai Ascharya Leela Tava Veda Shastra Nahi Jane Tomara Vaibhava. He said, "O Lord, your pastimes are extremely astonishing. The Vedic scriptures do not know your glories." This is from Ramanuja, such a great scholar. Shastre te vishesha rupe Shri Gauranga Leela Kela Prabhu Jagannatha Vyaktana Karila. Oh Lord Jagannath, why did the scriptures not specifically describe the pastimes of Sri Gauranga? Gada rupe stuti pura nadi deki jabe kabu gaura tattva spurti chitte pai tabe. Only when I look at the Vedas, Puranas, and other scriptures in a deeper way do I find the revelation of Gauranga. It's not so easy to ascertain that. Tava agya prapta haye chadila samsaya Gaura lila rasa hride naila udaya. Receiving your order, I have left behind my doubts. The ecstasy of the pastimes of Gaura has arisen in my heart. Agyahaya navadvipakari agamana prachari bagora lila etina bhuvana. If you order me, I will go to Navadvip and then preach about the pastimes of Gaura throughout the three worlds. Gura Shastra Vyaktakari Janaba Shabare Gaura Bhaktakari Bala Etina Sangsare. I will reveal hidden scriptures, enlighten everyone, and make every soul within the three worlds a devotee of Gaura. Please speak. Please speak me. Please give me this order.
Make every soul what?
Every soul within the three worlds a devotee of Gaura. Ramanujacharya saying, give me the order and I will tell everyone about Gaura. I will reveal what is so hard to ascertain in the scripture. Of course, the six Goswamis later did that. The six Goswamis brought out these inner truths, gems from the scriptures. Snana Shastra Vicharane Kanipuno. They were very expert and they brought out these. But Ramanuja is saying, tell me, give me this order, I will do this. And I will induce everyone to worship Gaura, Sri Gaura. Ramanuja Agra Deki Jagannath. Do you need a pillow? Do you need a pillow? Come away, my child. Come away. Ramanuja Agra Dekhiya Jagannath. Bale Ramanuja Nahi Bala Achebat. Seeing the eagerness of Ramanuja, Jagannath said, "O Ramanuja, do not speak this way. Gora lila atagura rakibe gopane, se lilara aprakate pabe sarvajane. My pastimes of Gora are very confidential. Keep them secret. Only after they are unmanifest will everyone receive them." So all of these things will become manifest after the disappearance of Mahaprabhu. Tumi dasya rasamore dakaraha prachara, nije nije chitte gora bhajja anibara. Preach dasya ras and always worship Gora within your heart. You preach as you've been preaching about the glories of Vaikuntha and dasya ras. Shanketa paila Ramanuja mahashai, Gopane Srinavadvipe haila udai. Receiving this instruction, Ramanujacharya secretly came to Navadvip. Panche vyakta haya gora lila asamaye, sekarane Ramanuje vishvakshena laye, paravyoma Shri Vaikuntha puri te rakaya, estana deki Ramanuja mugdahaya. So that the pastimes of Gaura were not manifested prematurely. Narayan took Ramanuja and kept him in Sri Vaikuntapur. Seeing this place, Ramanuja was charmed. So Ramanuja went to Vaikuntapur in Navadvipam. Shri Bhulilani Shevita Paravyomapati Dekadila Ramanuje Kripa Kariyati. Narayan, who was served by his Shri Bhu and Leela energies, then very mercifully revealed himself to Ramanuja. Ramanuja Nija Ishta Devera Darshane Apanare Danyamani Gane Mane Mane. Seeing his worshipable Lord, Ramanuja felt himself to be most fortunate. Chane ke Lakshmana de ke Purata Sundara, Jagannatha Mishra Shuta Rupa Manohara. Ramanuja then suddenly saw the beautiful, enchanting golden form of the son of Jagannath Mishra. Rupera Chataya Ramanuja Murchajai, Shri Gaura Darila Pada Tahara Matai. Ramanuja fainted in the luster of the Lord's form, and Shri Gaura put his feet on Ramanuja's head. Divya Gyane Ramanuja Karilastavana, Nadia Prakata Lila Pavadarashana. With divine knowledge, Ramanuja then prayed, "May I behold your manifest pastimes in Nadia. When you come, may I be there. May I see those pastimes." E Bali Preme Kandi Ramanuja Swami, Bale Navadvipa Chadi Nahi Jaba Ami. Saying this, Ramanuja cried with divine love. Then he said, "I will not leave Navadvip." Kripakari Gora Hari Bali Lavachana, Puna Habib Icha Tava Keshavanandana. Mercifully, Gora Hari said, "O Ramanuja, your desires will be fulfilled. Jai Kali Nadia Lila Prakata Haive Takana Dvitiya Janma Navadvipe Pabe. When my pastimes in Nadia manifest, you will be born again in Navadvip. E Bali Gorahari Haila Antardana Swastahaya Ramanuja Karila Prayana. Saying this, Gorahari disappeared. Satisfied, Ramanuja departed. Katadine kurmastane haila upastita, tatadeka haila shishya ganera sahita. Eventually, Ramanuja arrived in Kurmastan and met his disciples there. That was the order of Jagannath previously. Dakshinate Giyadashe Rasavyaktakare Navadvipa Sri Goranga Bhavya Antare. He proceeded south and preached about Dasya Rasa while thinking of Navadvip and Sri Gauranga within his heart. Gaurangera Kripavashe E Nityadama Jantnamila Ramanuja Sri Anantaname. By the mercy of Gauranga, Ramanuja took birth in this eternal abode as Sri Ananta Acharya. Balaba Acharya Grihe Karya Gamana Lakshmi Gaurangera Vibhakare Darashana. The party then went to the home of Balaba Acharya and saw the sight of Lakshmi and Gauranga's marriage. Anantera Grihastana Deka Bhakta Gana Heta Narayana Bhakta Chila Bahujana. O devotees, see the sight of Ananta Acharya's home. Here, there were many devotees of Narayan. Tatkalika Rajagana Epitastane Narayana Seva Prakashila Sabejane. Everyone knows that the king of that time established worship of Narayan in this place. Nishreya Savana E Virajara Para Bhaktagana Dekipaya Ananda Apara. Seeing this Shreyasa forest on the bank of the Viraja river, the devotees felt unlimited joy. E Rupa Purnakata Balite Balite Shabe Upanita Mahatpura Sunihite. I don't advise it. While discussing this history, the devotees arrived in Mahatpur. Prabhu Bali Estane Ache Kamyavan Paramabhakati Sahakara Darashan. Nityananda Prabhu said, Kamyavan is present here. Visit it with great devotion. Panchavata Estane Chila Purvakale Prabhura Ichaya Ebe Gela Antarale. Previously, there were 5 banyan trees here, but by the will of the Lord, they have since disappeared. Ebe e stana matapura namakaya, purva nama shastra siddha mahatpurahaya. This place is now called Mahatpur. I don't know why I keep saying that. Matapur. The scriptures state that its previous name was Mahatpur. Draupadira Saha Pandu Putra Panchajana Agyatava Shete Gode Kaila Agamana. Once the 5 Pandavas came to Goda with Draupadi to live incognito. They had to hide. They were hiding. Akachakra Grame Swapne Raja Judistira Nadia Mahatmya Jani Haila Astira. Understanding the glories of Nadia through a dream in Ekachakra, Maharaj Yudhisthira became amazed. And that place where our temple is, in Ekachakra, is really on the outskirts. Beautiful temple. Very, very nearby there is the place where the Pandavas stayed, in Ekachakra. But King Yudhisthira had a wondrous dream there. Of course, Ekachakra is also the appearance place of Nityananda Prabhu. Paradina Navadvipa Darshanera Ase Estane Aila Shabe Paramaulase. Desiring to see Navadvip, the Pandavas came here the next day with great joy. Navadvipa Shobha Heri Panduputra Gana Gaudavasi Gana Bhagya Kare Pasha Pashangshana. Seeing the beauty of Navadvip, the Pandavas praised the fortune of the residents of Gauda. Katadina Karilena Estane Vas Asura Rakshas Shagane Karila Binas. They stayed here for some time and killed various demons. Yudhisthira Tila Deka Sarvajana Draupadira Kunda Heta Kare Darashana. Everyone just see here. Yudhisthira Tila. See the pond of Draupadi. Stanera Mahatmya Janir Raja Yudhisthira Stane Katadina Hailena Stira. Understanding the glories of this place, Maharaj Yudhisthira stayed here for some time. Akadina Swapne Deke Gaurangera Rupa Sarvadika Alokare Ati Aparupa. One day in a dream, he saw the extraordinary form of Gauranga illuminate all directions. Hasite Hasite Gaura Bali Lavachana Ati Gopya Rupa Eka Ati Gopya Rupa Ekara Darashana. Smiling Gauranga said, behold this very secret form. Ami Krishnananda Sutta Tomara Alaye Mitra Bhave Taki Sadanija Janahaye. I am Krishna, the son of Nanda, and I always stay in your house as your friendly companion. E Navadvipa Dhamma Sarva Dharma Sar Kalite Prakata Haye Nashe Andakar. Navadvipa Dhamma is the best of all abodes. It will manifest during Kali Yuga and dispel all darkness. Chumi Shabe Achachira Kala Dasha Mama Amara Prakata Kale Paibe Janama. You are all my eternal servants, and when I appear, you will also take birth. Utkala Deshe Te Sinduti Re Tomasaha Ekatre Purushotame Rabba Aharaha. I will live with you permanently in Purushottam Kshetra on the bank of the ocean in Odisha, in Orissa, how we say it. Oh, yeah. So Mahaprabhu is saying, when I appear in the Kali Yuga, you will also be my associates there. But in Orissa, in Jagannath Puri. Estana haitebe jaha o odradesha. E desha pavitra kari nasha jiva klesha. Jai Mahaprabhu, Jai Giraju ki Jai. From here, go to Odisha, purify the country and remove the sorrow from the people. Swapna deki Yudhisthira, Pratrigane Bale, Yuktikari Jaya Jane Odra Deshe Chale. After having this dream, Yudhisthira spoke to his brothers. They consulted with Draupadi and then went to Odisha. Nabadvipa Chadite Hai Labada Klesha. Tatapi Palanakari Prabhura Adesha. They felt great sorrow to leave Navadvip. Still they followed the order of the Lord. Estane Madvamuni Shishyagana Laye Rahilena Katadina Dhammabasi Haye Madhvacharya also stayed here with his disciples for some time as a resident of the Dham. Madhvera Kariya Kripa Gauranga Sundara Swapne de Kaila Rupa Ati Manohara. Gauranga Sundar mercifully revealed his most enchanting form to Madhvacharya in a dream. Hashi Hashi Gaura Chandra Madhvacharya Bale Tumi Nitya Dasa Mama Jane Tashakale. Smiling Gaurachandra said to Madhvacharya, everyone knows that you are my eternal servant. Navadvipe Jabayami Prakatahaiba Tava Sampradaya Ami Shikara Kariba. When I appear in Navadvip, I will follow your lineage. So this is the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So the real Sampradaya went from Madhvacharya, but to Madhavendrapuri. But those who did not follow that proper lineage, they are not, they have another idea. Ebe sarvadeshe tumi kariya jatana, mayavara asach chastra kara utpatana, Srimurti mahatmya tumi kara parakasha, tava shuddha mata amikari bhavikasha. Now carefully eradicate illusionism and false scriptures from all the regions and establish the glory of the Lord's deity form. Later, I will develop your pure conception. You establish this, get rid of the Mayavad misconception, establish the deity worship. And later on, I will develop this into something extraordinarily wondrous. Saying this, Gaurachandra disappeared. Madhvacharya woke and then fainted. Arakite kipa rupa purata sundara, paliya krandana kare madhva attapara. Madhvacharya then cried, wondering, will I ever see that beautiful golden form again? Daivavani haila tabe nirmala akashe, amare gopane bhaji aisha mama pashe. Then a divine force came from the clear sky. Serve me secretly, and you will come to me. Again, this is kept hidden. Shishtira Hayya Madhvacharya Mahashai, Mayavadi Digvijay, Karila Vijay. Madhvacharya became resolute and defeated the Mayavadis in all directions. He was ferocious. No one could come anywhere near him. No one with any misconception. They would just dive into anything they could find, not to have to confront Madhvacharya. He would defeat everyone. Shabapurvakata balite balite, Ridradvipa apanita dekite dekite. As Nityananda Prabhu spoke about all this history, the devotees suddenly arrived in Rudradvip. All right, so we'll see you.
We're gonna pick up the flowers.
Oh, you're going for the flowers.
Yeah.
Ooh. You could actually just bring those flowers straight into the prasadam room.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we'll be. All right, you know that's open in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop here. And we will begin here at Rudradvip. But I'm going to keep reading for the morning program, for the morning class. I will continue to read this Navadvip Dham Mahatmya until we finished it. It's not so many chapters left, actually, but I'm going to continue with this. Even after, and then tomorrow is Jagannath Mishra's great festival. And so we also will have an evening program tomorrow because it's in the middle of the week and it's very difficult for devotees to take 2 days off of work and so forth. And so that will also be during our normal Wednesday Gita class time. Beginning at 6 o'clock, there will be the Arti, and then 6:30 we'll have the program for commemorating and worshiping the Divine Festival of Jagannath Mishra. Excuse me, Jai. Shri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya Ki Jai, and Shri Navadvip Baba Taranga Ki Jai. By Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govindaram Srimadhusudan. Giridhari Gopinas Madanamoha. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Hey Jai Gosai Gauri Charanavanda. Jai Te Vignanatha Vistapura. Hey Jai Gosai Jamui Tarada. Tansabara Padarenu Mor Panchagra. Kandra Charana Sevi Bhakta Saneva. Janame Janame More Abhila. Hey Chai Gosai Jabe Vaje Koilaba. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Karila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Parima Jayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriya. Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narotamadas. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. And Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Sapadika Shishi Guru Gaur Chandra Ju Ki Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai Jai Mahaprabhu's Divine Appearance Day Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribrajaka Astater Siddhi Shri Shiman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribrajaka Astater Siddhi Shri Shiman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Jai Shri Sachi Mata Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Mishra Ki Jai Shri Gaur Purnima Mahamahotsava Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Jai Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai Tadaya Sakamat Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai Kol Kartal Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nittai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Dandavat. So again, 5 o'clock tonight, if anyone would like to join with us, I'm very happy.